Wait, I don't know why I didn't get my neutral jump. Damn it. Or my immediate level up. Oh, it doesn't matter. Wow. That did so little scaling. What's up, Bushin? Yeah, the pulls are crazy, but you know what? It doesn't phase me anymore. It's pretty much like Canada Cup Part 2. And pulls have been trending in this direction for a long time now. So it really doesn't phase me anymore. Basically, you got to assume that your pool is pretty much like top 32 at any premiere in 2017. Your first round. Should we have some new characters this weekend? I don't know what to expect. They're going to announce something. That much we know, but will it be anything cool? Probably not, but risky slide. Yeah, there's a really big tournament this weekend. It's the same amount of points as EVO, but there's only 120 entrants. Makes sense, right? Makes sense, right? It's not the LCQ, this is the NA Regional Finals, hence the title NARF. So the open premiere on Saturday is a super premiere with this worth as many points as EVO was. So EVO and this tournament are both super premieres. However, EVO had over 2,000 entrants, I believe, and this one has 120. So on Sunday, they're going to do the normal NA Regional Finals, but on Saturday, it's the open tournament. So someone actually did the math, and it turns out that if you just entered the tournament, you get points. You don't even have to show up. If you just paid the registration fee, you got points. You could have been a pro. All you had to do was pay the fee. Pay to win, exactly. This is why I always said that them making EVO a super premiere was a big mistake. So in season 3, they didn't have this super premiere category. They just had EVO on its own category, and I think that was it. And they actually nerfed the amount of points they awarded for EVO, because now that there's super premieres, there's 3 total super premieres. There's EVO, there's Tokyo Game Show, which already happened, and there's going to be NA Regional Finals. So it's 2 super premieres are in Vegas, 1 is in Japan. And because there's more of these events, they actually reduce the amount of points that they gave away for EVO, which I think is a huge mistake. There was so much assumption on Capcom's part, thinking that the points would totally dictate the amount of entrants into the competition. Like, people are just going to go for EVO because it's EVO. So nerfing EVO did nothing but just not reward the people who scaled that bracket as much. And then now, the Super Premiere, at the end of the season, has 120 entrants, and I think top 124 get points. 120 entrants is extremely low, even for a normal premiere. That's abnormally low. It's so low because it's a non-legacy event. This is a made-up event from Capcom. Capcom invented this tournament, and so there's no legacy behind it. It's only Street Fighter V, and it's in Vegas, and it's at Esports Arena, which sucks as a venue. Esports Arena is not a good venue. It's really weird of them to just make up a tournament. Tokyo Game Show makes sense to me as a super premiere because it has the legacy. People have been going to that event for years. It's going to be in Japan because that's where the majority of the killers are. It makes sense to give them an event of that skill there. And it kind of already became the de facto Japan EVO. But to give it to NA Regional Finals makes little to no sense. It's a made-up Capcom event. There's no other games there. How are they going to draw in the audience to make it have the numbers reflect a super premiere? I really dislike that they nerfed EVO so much. Getting 5th place at EVO is barely any more points than getting 5th place at a premiere. Getting top 8 at EVO is almost identical to getting top 8 at a normal premiere, which is crazy. If you got top 8 at Canada Cup, which had 80 people, you got pretty much as many points for getting top 8 at a tournament with 2,500 people entering. It makes no sense. EVO should always be its own category. It's definitely the Super Bowl of fighting games. I still don't understand why they made that distinction, or they removed that distinction from EVO. I understand adding a Super Premier category, but the EVO category should have remained. Yeah, Adam got top 8 at EVO. He got 5th, but he barely got any more points than getting 5th at a regular Premier. That's insane to me. What were they thinking? But yeah, 120 people entering a Super Premiere, meaning literally everyone who entered gets points. That reminds me of a tournament, I think in Season 2, like one of the DreamHacks in Europe was a premiere and that everyone got points just for entering. In fact, I don't like a lot of the point structuring for this season. They nerfed a lot of the points except for first place. Just be Jiwa and go to every tournament, it ain't hard. Yeah, well, I don't think Jiwa qualified either. Even if you go to every tournament, you pretty much have to win at least 1 or 2, which is fair. If you're gonna put Narf at an organic event, where would you put it? The only tournament in the USA besides EVO that's worthy of a Super Premiere is Combo Breaker. But Combo Breaker is too early in the season. There's no tournament at the end of the season that is worthy of a Super Premiere at all. None even close. Besides Combo Breaker and CEO. You know what's funny about the whole Super Premiere thing in EVO is that a lot of players that I talk to actually don't like having EVO as being so many points. They feel like it totally throws a wrench in the standings. But I like it. I think it should be worth that many points. It's EVO, man. And also, it's in the middle of the season, so it's an interesting moment to shake the standings up. I think it's pretty sad how much they nerfed it this year.